was set up a table.
He said, all we did was set up a table. Looks like they're kicking them out of the HBCU.
Do you have a medical degree? That is my question.
I don't need a medical degree to know that.
So don't sit up here and say.
Now I run your show. Don't run shit, bro. You can't even run your diet. Get the fuck out of here.
We're animals. I'm an animal,
You're
bitch.
acting like one.
I'm an animal, bitch.
You're acting like one.
Tell that to the right.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
The caption on this video reads, fearless tour spent 10 minutes at an HBCU before it looks like they were escorted by police and kicked out by a crowd of the black students who attend this university. They're calling him a loser. All right, so I want to share a point real quick. I saw a lot of people reacting to this video, which surfaced on my timeline. I saw it, I watched it. And a lot of people were shocked and saying they were surprised by this whole situation. Surprising, I don't really think so. I don't think most people, to be honest, should be surprised. So that's not what I really want to focus on. The first thing I want to focus on here is, have you guys noticed that there are a lot more people having conversations? And by the way, this was a conversation, right? And the response was that they didn't want to hear what he had to say. The reason why I'm not personally surprised is because I believe the majority of black students who probably attend this HBCU, they see the Make America Great Again hat and the recent situation with Charlie Kirk, and they've already made up their mind where they stand here in this situation. So it's not surprising to me. You know, it's like when you're in your house and you hear someone knock on your door, and to some people, they say something like, hey, would you like to hear more about your Lord Jesus Christ and Savior? And some people say, no, thank you. In their minds, if we're going to speak honestly, they've associated you with talking points they've probably heard earlier. And they believe that there's nothing of value that you're going to bring to the conversation that they will either entertain or give an ear to. That is their decision, and they've decided they don't want to hear it. Now, is that the stance you would take? Maybe not. Is that the stance I would take? No. I wouldn't turn somebody away just because they were waving a rainbow flag and said, hey, I want to talk to you about LGBT. Now, would I know some of the talking points they would probably bring up? Yes, I would have some preconceived ideas of what they believe based on other people who have the same type of branding and who identify the same politically or on certain social issues. But I wouldn't say, I don't even want to hear what you have to say, and slam the door in their face. But I know a lot of people that probably would. At the end of the day, right here is an interaction, right? They've made their point clear, and he has proposed the conversation, and it's been shut down. Now, a lot of people look at this and say there's no hope and people aren't willing to have difficult conversations. I actually disagree. I believe Charlie Kirk inspired a whole generation of people who want to do exactly this, even if they get escorted down for what they believe. For example, we have Destiny here, the liberal streamer who, he's perfect for the left. He's bi, sleeps with both men and women, arguing probably more pro-deletion of babies' perspectives. And I only use that wordage because I'm on YouTube and I don't want this video to get penalized. And no, I don't think I'm better than you because I'm not gay. I'm just telling you what it is. This guy is like the perfect person to represent the left. He lives out all those values in real life. And from what I know, he's on a tour right now. Yes, even after his YouTube, I think, got like temporarily or permanently demonetized after he was calling for more deaths of conservatives, plain and out in the open. But anyways, he's out here having these conversations. I'm sure there are places he would go where they would probably kick him out the same way that he was getting kicked out here. The Coffee Pot is backed by FathersHaveRights.com, the ultimate prenup prep guide for men who value marriage in our modern day. Future husbands, the divorce industry makes billions when men walk into a lawyer's office unprepared. Don't let the system profit from your ignorance. My step-by-step guide at FathersHaveRights.com, created with expert attorneys James Sexton and the lead attorney, hands you the questions, checklists, and strategy to walk in 10 steps ahead. And it costs only a couple of dinner dates. Click the link pinned to the top of the comment section, secure your future, and join the hundreds of men preparing their marriages the right way. And I know people are going to say, Chisha, you're trying to say this is right? No. I think if you're to the point where you automatically write someone off as this person isn't coming to this conversation honestly, if you cut them off too early and think that there's nothing for you to learn, then that's a detriment to your own growth, or maybe seeing a different perspective. The problem is people don't like nuanced conversations, right? There is a point at which I would, if I felt like somebody wasn't being honest in a conversation, where I would say, all right, this person's obviously not here to have a conversation. They're here to just be disrespectful, where I would not have a conversation with that individual. At this point, they didn't even want to hear this man out. I wouldn't personally do it. They decided to do it. Destiny's over here having conversations inspired by Charlie Kirk. You have Ben Shapiro. You have Matt Walsh. I haven't seen too many people from the left doing this. You have this chick over here who's arguing on deletion and babies. You have more people who are out here having conversations, even if they know the consequence may be them risking their lives. It's just the truth.
Now I run your show. Don't run shit, bro. You can't even run your diet. Get the fuck out of here.
I think the issue is right now the U.S. has no leadership to present that vision.
So much cares what you say. You're one over here. Come on, dude. Grab a mic. Yeah, why are you talking to the audience? I'm right here, bro.
No, words aren't weapons. That's not how that works. See how I called you a and that's not actually violent?
People are dying left and right just to prove a point.
I think that in the United States, even where we're at right now, I don't think anybody should be.
I mean, the editing's cool, man. The music's cool. It's just, it's so shocking to me that this is their guy, right? Destiny. The man who was married in an open relationship, allowing other men to sleep with his wife. The man calling for violence, who we've seen do it on camera. The man who is fluid in his sexuality. I mean, it all makes sense, but it makes sense, right? I'm just shocked.
Were dying because of political disagreement. One party, right?
And the problem is with that, there's just a certain population of society who's just not going to have respect for Destiny's lifestyle. And guys, listen to me. I'm not just talking about him being gay. I don't just write people off because, oh, that person's a homosexual. No. Destiny has like issues. I've seen some crazy accusations of this dude being accused by women of like filming sexual experiences without telling them. Like multiple women coming out and accusing him of just like really sick behavior. It's all out there. It's all out there. And it's the same guy who made a joke about Charlie Kirk's wife when she found out that her husband died. And I guess this is their guy.
And I was very invested in pushing us like further down that road.
Quit sucking and get a fucking job.
I was able to go up there and have a productive conversation, and you're yelling he sucked.
The left, all you care about is
I'm not left, bro. I lean right, and you're just an idiot. If people aren't willing to engage respectfully with ideas, it's important to challenge that. Granted, I don't agree with everything the speakers say, but I still respect their right to express those ideas.
His tour is called Un-F America Tour because the type of America that's best for society, I guess, is the one that closest reflects Destiny's lifestyle and all that he has achieved. Crazy. I will say this. I think part of the reason why all this is also important is because you also see unhinged people from the other side too, who can't handle just regular good conversations. So this chick here was talking about deletion of babies. I'll let you guess who's pro and who's not.
Do you have a medical degree? That is my question.
I don't need a medical degree to know that.
Don't sit up here and say. 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 that's not happening because it is.
I don't need a medical degree to know that killing babies is wrong and harming.
Because of this overturn, that doctors are scared to do their job, and you were talking about the doctors who were bad doctors. Rather, they're not thinking about the woman's life anymore for that needed abortion, but they're worried about their own license now because of this overturn.
So I want to read the Texas pro-life law directly to you right now. It says in section 171, there is an exception for medical emergency. Sections 171, which talks about the entire pro-life law banning do not apply if a physician believes a medical emergency exists that prevents compliance with the subchapter. So I think that's very clear that if there's a medical emergency, if the doctor determines that, then they can end the pregnancy, they can do the intervention. If they're not, then they're a bad doctor. If your doctor doesn't understand a medical emergency, then they should not be a doctor. That's it. The law is very clear. I'm advocating to give health care to all human beings, born and preborn. I am advocating to give health care to all human beings. No. If your health care is killing people, it is not health care.
These are people passionately arguing for the right to delete babies. Coming out of university, we are screwed. Nothing but uncaffeinated people here.
No, I'll have a tea actually.
I don't think that everybody has to follow
I think that
everybody is Christian. But you don't have the autonomy to tell everybody how to
you do not have to be a Christian to know that killing children is wrong.
Not everybody is Christian, and they want to be able to kill babies. That's just what it is.
Not everybody is Christian. Not everybody's going to see you like the way that
you don't have to be a Christian. It's science.
Who do you think that you are to tell everybody else how they should be?
I think absolutely we should be telling people it is wrong to kill innocent human beings.
So believe it or not, guys, I've actually been on the other end of this pro-life discussion, and I thank God, yes, Jesus Christ, for revealing to me how I was very, very wrong in the past, which is why I think a certain level of long-suffering and patience, as we all know, must be applied here. At least they're having the conversation, which I believe is healthy. I think there are a lot of people who are going to be as passionately as she is here arguing this, who might change their mind in the future, maybe after they have kids of their own. This commenter here says, why are they always so angry? Somebody responded back and said, because it challenges their viewpoint. That justifies deletion. Murder. Another comment here says, why are they always screaming? Here's somebody else who says, people often scream when they know they're wrong just to seem like they're right. Another person here says, why are they always yelling? This person here responded back, because it's culture. That's funny. Here's somebody who says, screaming and yelling over someone doesn't make you right.
Say free Palestine! Say free Palestine! Say free Palestine! Say free Palestine! Okay.
Say free Palestine!
I do think that if you're going to go out and do this, then you do need a certain level of security. Now, with that being said, I do believe that we do live in a time where you have to be ready to die for what you believe in if you're going to put yourself in a situation like this, or any type of situation where you have a platform. And there are a lot of people who looked at the Charlie Kirk situation, were confused at why so many people looked at that and were so inspired by that. Now, typically from what I saw, these are people who really didn't understand what it means to be somebody who identifies as a follower of Christ. That in the end, all that matters is, did you put your faith in Jesus and did you speak for what you stood for when you had the opportunity in this world? Which is why so many people were so impacted that he was somebody who stood in his faith. I truly believe whatever it is you stand for at this point, the question is, are you ready to die for it? And no, I'm not coming from this from the perspective of people going to war or some type of civil war, but you just never know what may happen, who may feel some type of way, people's mental state, and how unhinged people are out here. And personally, the Charlie Kirk situation was a wake-up call to me spiritually, because I had to ask myself, am I truly standing firm when it comes to what I believe? Am I uplifting Christ when I know I can and should? And if something was to happen, maybe not even that tragic, but whatever happened, what would people be able to associate along with everything else they see that I stand for, as someone who's been a growing advocate for men, fathers, family, two-parent households, It's important that my mark on this earth also includes shamelessly and openly uplifting Jesus Christ. Because the truth is, when it's all said and done, when I go through my dark times, when I'm struggling, that's who I look up to. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. It's been about 3 years now. I love a beer, but put it away, to focus, be more productive. That's where I draw my strength. I get on my knees and I pray to God, and I pray in the name of Jesus.
Say Black Lives Matter.
Say Black Lives Matter. My life matters too.
No, it doesn't. I feel like Charlie Kirk. Say Charlie Kirk. Say Charlie
No,
Kirk.
never.
Say
Never.
Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk.
Why would I say that? Why would I say that?
He's racist.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
He said if my pilot was black, I would question their
And he
production.
said black women got brain processing power.
Well, look at you.
Isn't it crazy? You see people here who are literally quoting snippets of a video that was taken out of context. It doesn't properly explain the context of that statement. And you see the results of that right here.
Look at you. Look at you. Black lives matter, white lives matter, all lives matter. We see him. We see him.
No, you want to see
We
it?
see
Put
him.
him in your mouth.
Nope. I would
Put him in your mouth.
get
Let
that out of here. Nope. Wait. Hey. Stop. I don't want to see you. What? Wait. Hey. Hey. Wait. Why? I came here to talk to you guys.
Go that way. Go that way. Go that way. That way. That way. We're animals. I'm an animal.
Acting like one.
I'm
That's
an
for sure.
animal.
You're acting like one.
Tell
That's
that
for
to
sure.
the right. Charlie Kirk died of a overdose. That's what he died of.
These people are sick. It's disgusting.
I know.
This is disgusting. Wow. You hope I get assassinated? Oh, then get out of our country. I didn't do anything. He just said F our country. He said F our country. I would never touch you. I would never touch you. If you guys don't like America, leave.
The white people are illegal.
I am not illegal. I am not illegal.
Yes, you are.
I am not
The
illegal.
white
Just don't want anything happening.
What? You're the one who was saying death to Charlie Kirk. Look at you. This is the second time NYPD has had to pull me out because of how hostile these people get. I can't even believe this stuff.
So do I think that this form of conversation style of going out into the public and discussing controversial topics out in public is going to slow down anytime soon? I don't think so. And I think that Charlie Kirk really inspired this. Here's a conversation that's usually often taken out of context.
If you had the opportunity, you would get rid of the Civil Rights Act?
No, I think you should have a one-page bill that says that racial discrimination based on race is illegal and will not be tolerated in the United States of America. Most black Americans don't support is men and female sports. Would you agree?
Hell no.
Yeah, I know. No, for sure, right? Believe it or not, the Civil Rights Act is now being used to keep men playing in women's sports. So the Civil Rights Act was used to help black America originally. Totally get that. But now the way it was written is that any claim of identification, so someone says, I'm a woman, therefore I can compete in your volleyball team. They come in with a civil rights claim. And so what we're saying is, no, it should be specified to racial, not gender, all that other stuff. And there were all these other provisions as well.
Top comment here says, how's this racist? Somebody else here added, what the hell, but this makes sense. Somebody else who says, how can someone be racist but want to keep the Civil Rights Act strictly for people of other races? Yeah, people are going to have their stance. There were things that I definitely disagreed with that Charlie Kirk said. But to call him a racist is just simply untrue. I did not see that based on the videos that I watched myself. Of course, guys, curious to know, what did you think of the video? Hey, guys, as always, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. To my currently engaged or soon-to-be married men, if you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link pinned to the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.